Welcome to the DMF. I'm Justin Yance. This is part 9. What do you do for physical fitness? You kind of answered this already. You've answered all of it.
Yeah, with the morning routine. Well, my favorite way to work out is to do a
Hmm,
dance workout in the mornings. I
cool.
totally recommend. There's this dance studio called Forward Space in New York, and they have a virtual platform. And so it's called like the Forward Space Hub, and they have these 24-minute dance workouts that they also have like they have 50-minute and
Yeah,
longer ones, but for me, usually
yeah,
24 minutes of cardio in the morning is like what I need to get me to like a baseline of feeling good.
yeah,
And a lot of it's like a mental battle of, I like don't want to work out, but like 20 minutes sounds so easy and so
yeah,
approachable. And so it doesn't really like overwhelm me. So I, and like a dance workout too, like they you're so like present with your body when you're dancing, and you're feeling all these like tiny parts of like your fingers and your toes and how
yeah,
things that you don't normally think about so closely. So I find that that is also like its own form of meditation.
yeah,
And it can just like I love forward space because I've struggled with finding dance instructors that are both kind of like spiritual and
yeah,
play really good bumpin' music. And I
yeah.
find that they like are at the perfect intersection of like playing my favorite Usher songs, but also like, okay, we're washing this feeling over your body. And
Yeah,
yeah, so yeah, I love a dance workout. I used to do like spin and a lot more. I was like a big athlete in high school and stuff, but I think the older I get, the more I am just trying to be a little bit more in touch with my like intuition and my feminine side. And I find that
yeah.
dance is a really good way to do that. And it's really fun. And the more that I can trick myself into thinking I'm having fun
Yeah,
and not working out, the more I'll work out.
yeah. What was your sport?
I played volleyball in high school.
Cool, cool,
Hmm.
cool, cool, cool. For me, I'm very much I just like lifting weights. I'm
Yeah.
crazy like that. Um,
Yeah.
for me,
If I could, I would. But I used
yeah,
to do like
yeah.
they would have the volleyball players go work out with the football players and do like
Oh
bench
God.
pressing and squatting and and you know what? I think it was tough because I ended up kind of like throwing off my posture in a way that it like took
Yeah.
me years, especially the bench pressing. Like it took me years to get back to like a better posture from that, you know?
Yeah, you see, that's the thing, is you gotta, like, find the exercises that work for you. I mean, for me,
Mhm.
I try to be as focused as possible, so I'm trying to, like, get as much as I can out of my body, like, I'm almost like
Mhm.
my own, like, trainer. I'm like, "Come on, Justin, you can do more. No, 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 don't
Mhm.
do that. You got more in you. Go in there."
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll say this out loud, people probably think I'm crazy. But I'm
No, I
like,
get that. I
I
get that for sure.
but I gotta, get it, especially with doing something like deadlifts, where it's just like every sequence has to be like placed, properly, because it's just like if you don't get off at the bottom a certain way, it's gonna be harder to get there. It's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it's just like a mental test, and I'm in such a routine that I just, but that's
Mhm.
that's me. I like yoga and stuff, but it's just like after by workouts, sometimes like I'll just be on the floor, like can't do anything. Like I've kind of like made it so it's like, okay, I can do Duolingo here because I can't really move or do anything. So what
Yeah.
what can I do while I'm in this place of like, I don't want to move, I don't really want to do anything right now. Just like completely exhausted, because it's just like just all, as I like to work out the failure a lot. So it's
Uh-huh.
like after I'm just like, ugh, I can't. So I don't do I like really only do like 3 days because
Uh-huh.
it takes so much time to
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 recover,
uh to
yeah.
to recover from that. And
Yeah.
I used to just smash through and be like, oh, it doesn't care. Who cares if you're recovered? Just get in there. And it's like, no, just you're gonna have more of what you want if you just give yourself a break.
Yeah.
you
For
know?
sure.
So,
For sure. Yeah.
but that's so cool, volleyball. What are you reading?
I'm reading Sally Rooney's new book, Intermezzo. Are you a Sally Rooney fan at all?
I've not. I don't know. I may have
She
heard of it. What
wrote
has
she
she
wrote
written? What has
Normal
she written?
Normal People, and Beautiful World, Where Are You was her second book. Um she's very much for the girlies, but
Interesting.
she's
Sally.
I don't know, she's like this. I I love her stuff. I believe she's Irish, I'm assuming.
Mm,
And she is at my favorite intersection of culture, which is that she's very like well read and a
mhm.
very like literary writer. You can tell that she studied a lot of literature, but she's
Yeah,
also got this like her finger is on the pulse of like contemporary culture, and there's
that's
this
cool.
um like she understands like Gen Z chronically online speak and things like that. There's
Oh,
one, I mean,
wow.
this book it's super literary in the sense that like it's one of those
Uh,
books where like nothing happens kind of, and you're just
yeah.
following these characters as nothing happens. But
But
she
you're an
has
English major, so that's probably gonna be like, you notice,
up
you
my
know,
alley. Yeah.
right? I know.
And she has this one character in Intermezzo called, her name's Naomi, and
Mm,
she's like this 22-year-old dating like an older lawyer that's paying for all of her shit. And the way that she writes Naomi speaking and how she speaks is like so realistic to how the girls around me that are 22 speak, and
yeah,
not in a way that like makes fun of her. She still
yeah,
feels very smart, and you can tell she's very smart and she's very cunning, but like she uses these like words from like TikTok and stuff that were only developed like through being online.
yeah,
Um and so I love when a writer can like show respect to young people
yeah,
in that
yeah.
way. So yeah, that's I'm reading that right now.
Not
And then
like your
one of my
professors. It's like none of your professors are like, "You gotta get up at 5 a.m. It doesn't count if you."
Yeah, and
Uh,
they were all writing books that were like so boring to read and could not
yeah.
get through any of those
And then
books.
when you
Yeah.
yeah, and then when you tell them that, they're like, "Well, you just didn't get it.
You didn't get it. Yeah, totally.
You're just not smart enough to read." It's like, it couldn't be just you just wrote a boring book.
Yeah.
'Cause you see that
No,
in
never.
school so many times, like the people that are teaching, they're teaching not for the right reason. They're teaching because, they didn't do well. So now they're like, now I will teach you like, and what? To not do well like you?
Yeah. There's a really good quote in The Artist's Way that's like professors are really good at tearing things apart, but not at assembling things.
Yeah.
And I think that, no offense to all the professors, there's some really great ones, but there's also there
Yes,
are a
there
lot
are.
of there
Really
are a
good.
lot of professors that really do a lot of damage to their students because all they do is teach them how to pick apart their art. And
Yeah.
that's so
And that's not
damaging
good.
to a young artist. Yeah.
It's not good. You don't want to be too critical. I mean, you got to be critical, but you also, it has to be placed into it. And it's so true. There,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think grading people does that, in
For
school. It's
sure.
almost like
For sure.
we're almost teaching ourselves to self-judge in a way
Yeah.
because we're like, well, I didn't get an A. I got a B. I'm
Right, and
stupid.
that's not good, and yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And it comes to that same like world. What are you listening to? You already kind of mentioned this, the throat chakra.
The throat chakra frequency. Have you listened to the new Kendrick Lamar album, GNX?
I haven't, but I've heard about it.
It's
I've heard it's good.
so good. I saw this TikTok that was like, it was
What do
so
you
funny.
think?
It was like on the last album, Kendrick rapped about going to therapy, and then he came back on this album an even more hateful person. And but it's so good. I love Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, no,
And I
he's a really good wordsmith.
he
When you
is
talk
so
about
good.
somebody that
Yeah, and he's funny. He's so funny, and I think he's at his funniest when he's roasting Drake. It's
There you
so
go.
funny when he roasts Drake.
And now he's trying to
Um,
sue him. He's trying to
yeah,
sue. Drake is trying to sue. It's
yeah,
like, dude, just take the
he's
loss.
making it
The
worse, man.
the more you when you have an entire arena, chanting about you, Drake, and not in a good
Yeah,
way. I think it's time to, but I mean, it's a kind of people kind of always felt that about Drake. It just like he was really successful, so nobody could do it. And it's like, Kendrick came along.
yeah.
It's like, no, I'm gonna rip you apart.
No, it's just I think Drake is just, like, so chuggy, like, I used to love Drake, but he's so chuggy, and I feel like Kendrick is the perfect foil for him, where he's always just making fun of his little corny nature and his corny lyrics,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think this new album is so great because it feels like Kendrick is just, like, having fun on it, like, it's not the most, like, polished album I've heard out of him,
Yeah.
and it feel like you can feel that he had fun in the studio making it when you listen to it.
And that's a good. I mean, well, I'm sure I mean, he's almost now made a second career of destroying Drake.
Yeah. He is at his funniest, man.
He just rips him apart. What are you
Yeah.
watching?
I just finished and listen, I, like, haven't watched TV. I normally just, like, watch movies, but I hadn't watched TV in, like, a year or something like that, and then my sister recommended The English Teacher on Hulu,
Mm.
and it kinda, like, got me back into, like, watching TV a little bit. It was really funny. I loved it. But then the next thing that came up on my suggestion was Tell Me Lies. Have you seen Tell Me Lies?
No, but I've heard of it. Tell me.
It it's like if Gossip Girl, like, took place in college, like, on a college
Yeah,
campus, which, like, it should have, like, it's much more age appropriate that way,
yeah.
but, um,
What
it
what streaming service is it on? So that's on
it's on
Hulu?
Hulu.
Okay,
It's on
cool.
Hulu, and it's just these rich kids being evil to each other,
Oh,
and
wow.
I don't know what it's
Oh,
so, like
isn't this the successor to Pretty Little Liars or whatever? Doesn't it
I don't
have
think
anything?
so.
No? Okay.
Unless it might have been it's an adaptation from a book, so it might have been written by the book might have been written by the
That's what I
same
thought.
author.
Tell me lies. But anyways, yeah, keep going. Tell me.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the ultimate, like, TV brain candy. It's so
Ah,
fun.
interesting. Yeah, I have to look at that. I don't know. It's so hard for me to like watch a TV series. Like I'm watching Dune Prophecy right now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I got to go back and watch the last episodes. I was like,
I'm the same way with TV. I have a tough time with TV. I really can't get into a lot of TV shows. I mean, the last thing I think I watched well, I guess I the last thing I watched before this one was The Bear, and that was,
I
like
still haven't watched that. I hear that's so good. I gotta watch
yeah,
that.
so good, so good, and that one, it was originally supposed to be an A24 movie, and then they turned it into a TV show, and
Really?
it feels very, like, cinematic A24. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
the. Are you excited to see Nosferatu?
I'm so excited. I might even, like I kinda wanna go by myself to that one. I don't know why. I just wanna be,
Yeah.
like, alone. I don't wanna hear anyone else's thoughts about
Yeah.
it, but it sounds like the
See,
reviews are so good.
that's what I like sometimes just going to the movie theater. I was just like, I sometimes want to just like absorb every single thing in that
Everything.
thing. And
Yeah,
like, if you're not with somebody who's like a film person or whatever, they're putting their phone. I'm like, I won't even go to the bathroom. I like my eyes are just
same,
locked on. And
same,
it's like, and that's how I'm
totally.
gonna watch Nosferatu. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, for
oh, this
sure.
is great.
I
Ooh,
love watching a movie that way, like, I'm
yeah,
locked in, I'm not
yeah.
snacking, I'm not going to the bathroom. Yeah,
It's like,
totally. Yeah.
it's like I just wanna. I mean, yeah, A24. They're such a they're a gift to God. Did you see what is it? The one what was the girl that she's like in London? Man, that could be a million movies. She's in London. That should narrow it down, right?
Yeah.
What movie could it be? It could be the yeah, I'm gonna find it. Yeah. It's coming up. Well, I know you saw Beau Was Afraid. You saw
I
that
did.
movie.
I
That
did.
was a that was an interesting oh there it is. Men. Did you see Men?
Oh, no, I didn't see Men.
You should
No.
watch that. I
Yeah.
thought that was a really the cinematography is beautiful in it. Um, I think it's a really strong female character where it's not
Yeah.
patronizing.
Yeah.
Um, I thought that's a movie I would watch. You should see Men on
Okay,
A24.
totally, yeah. I've been
So many
meaning I
people have
should
not
watch it.
seen Men.
I've been meaning
I think you would
I
like it.
think I think when it came out, some of the girlies were like, "Eh, it was okay," or something like that, but I would love to see it for myself because it does look like it was
No,
beautiful.
I thought it was that was one of my favorite movies, and because I love Love Lies Bleeding. I saw you love that too.
I
That
did.
was so this I lift weights, so like I was like, oh cool, it's gym
Hell yeah.
culture and everything. And you got what's his name? Ed Harris playing that like sleazy father, and Kristen Stewart. She's just been
Oh
on a
my god.
roll. And then the
And
girl that
also
played the bodybuilder, yeah, she was great.
and, like, the plot twist towards the end of
Yeah,
it, I that was a moment where I was like, "Screw all of my professors, because this is, like, the most satisfying ending, this is so good, this is so
but
fun,"
she's
and if I had written that in a script, they would have torn that
oh yeah,
apart, you know? They
oh
would
yeah,
have been like, "So
they
you
would
haven't
have yeah.
set up the rules of the world in that way, yada, yada." Like,
Yeah, that was such a special thing, and it's like, but it but it works, where she,
it worked.
when she, becomes gigantic. Well, there you
Yeah,
go, that's not
it's
giving
so
anything
good.
away.
Yeah.
I thought that was such
No, you
a
could never anticipate what's gonna happen. Yeah.
it's just,
So good.
yeah, you see but yeah, you're right. If you went to a screenwriters class, they would've been like, "Well, you can't do that," and it's like, "Why
Yeah, it's
not?
not yeah, totally, totally.
Why
I
not? It works."
that movie was so gratifying to watch because I was like, "This is so enjoyable, and this would have gotten torn apart in any sort of pure critical circle or whatever."
And it had such a cool, soundtrack. The soundtrack and the
Mhm.
background score. I think they
Mhm.
used the same guy that did Drive. I think it's the one that
Oh.
did it, and it just had, like, such a I don't know, I just I wish more people would have seen that movie. There's they just it's
Mhm.
like one of those movies, like, if you guys know you've seen it, it's cool, but, like, so many
Mhm.
people, like, have just
Mhm.
it's a really good feminist film that, like, I feel like they're strong characters. Like there's the
Mhm.
strong characters, like they thought Rey was a strong character. She had like no obstacle in Star Wars. And it's like, yeah, but that's the problem. She's not relatable in any way. A
Mhm.
strong female character does not mean she's literally strong.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they took that idea and they were just like, she's just strong and everything. It's like, no, 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 she has to have some weakness. It's just she overcomes the weakness.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
that's a strong female character. That's a strong
Right.
character in anything, but anyways, I digress. Thank
Totally.
you so much for doing
Of
this.
course.
Great.
Thank you for
This was so
having me.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It was so fun to get that phone call from you. So,
Yeah. No, I
yeah.
mean, this is cool. How can people reach you?
My Instagram is currently deactivated, but when it's reactivated, which will be by the end of this year, it's Megan X Johnson, Meagan. And yeah, I also have my website is meganxjohnson.com. That's where my portfolio is. And yeah, those are the two main ways. But
All
other than
right.
that, yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
And
Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.